What's up, everybody? This is not Hot Book Alert Live. This is Long Story Short. We have a special edition Long Story Short on my channel, the Mercenaut channel. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Or good afternoon. No, it's good evening. It's evening everywhere, isn't it? Yeah.
It's pretty much, yeah, even on the West Coast, it's evening at this point. So
Yes. Good night and good evening. All right, so I'm Main Man Mercenaut coming at you, and joining me is the captain of Long Story Short, Mr. Long Short. How are you?
I don't know if I'm the captain, but happy to be here tonight on the Mercenaut channel. It is not Sunday. It is most definitely Thursday, but we have a great show for you. On this channel, we only do episode number 125 of Long Story Short. Now we're in 125.3. But we just do episode 125 on this channel, if you haven't figured it out just yet. So yeah, we've got a bunch of cool books to talk to you about tonight. What we're doing on these 125s, for those who don't recall, we are just covering big modern books, variants, cabarets, whatever it might be. Tonight we got a little bit of both. And yeah, this is our third go at this. So yeah, I hope everybody is buckled up and ready to go. But we've got some good shit to talk about tonight.
This coaster ride don't take no breaks. And by the way, you are QB1, as a matter of fact. All right, Captain Mike. Yes, 1000%. All right, are you ready to get into some?
Let's dive right into it, man. Let's dive right into it.
Are there any disclaimers or
no? We don't have to disclaim on this show, man. Like we're just talking. Listen, this is a check-in. Like, think about this show as let's just check in on where these books are and where they have been. That's what we're doing tonight, right? These are all big moderns. And we're just taking the temperature.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Where are these books? So
sounds good.
You do what you want to do with your money. So, all right. This book is on the show tonight because the last time we did this, everybody hit me up. Where in the hell was Catwoman 51 on the last show? So we're coming right out of the gate with it. This is a modern classic by any objective measure. Just a cover A by Adam Hughes. Many consider this to be one of his very best covers. I got to be honest, I like it, but I don't put it up. For me, he's got many more that beat this out, but I get it. I get why people love this book.
Which one do you like better? Which Adam Hughes do you like better?
Well, you know what? If we stay tuned, some of them might be in the conversation tonight. But and listen, I have this, so I'm not saying that because I don't have it. Like I have this book. I like it. I like it a lot. But there's others that do more for me.
I think this is the top 5.
Top 5. I mean, I would put it in the top 10, no question, and it wouldn't be in the bottom 3. Top 5, whew, that's tough because he's got some bangers for sure. But that's not taking anything away from this book. It's an awesome, amazing cover. So a 9/8 of this sold just last month for $294, which is respectable considering that, you know, the high of this book is $380 in 2023. So this comics have come way in. This thing has only faded slightly. So, I mean, it's really held its own. A shit ton of these on the census, 1735 in total, 972. 9.8. So by no means a rare book, but certainly one of Adam Hughes more sought after.
As far as Adam Hughes goes, what time period is his sweet spot? Is this in that?
Yeah, this is in it. But I was actually looking at. It's a great question. I was looking at it, and he came into his own in my period during his Wonder Woman run. Right. So he did that Wonder Woman run into the Catwoman run. And that tail end of that Wonder Woman run for me is when he really started to shine into the cat. Like, listen, I want to be very clear. some of his very best covers are in the Catwoman run,
Yeah.
but it was really sort of in the tail end of Wonder Woman into Catwoman is when he was really shining for me.
That's like I noticed like when he started on those Wonder Woman covers, like they were kind of they had a two-dimensional feel to them.
Early on.
Yeah, early on. And then it started getting a little bit, then he started refining his look, I guess you can say. And then it started getting like a little bit more photorealistic.
Yeah, I mean, they got really good towards the end. I mean, there's some honestly, like, if I'm thinking about undervalued moderns, it's probably the tail end of that Wonder Woman run are probably books that are must-haves.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of newsies in that run too. So if you can find any of those in newsstands, all the better.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I have yet to find a Wonder. No, I take that back. I did find a Wonder Woman Hughes newsie years ago, and I'm talking years ago. No Catwoman and no Wonder Woman since then.
I've got a few Wonder Woman. I don't think I have any of the Catwoman. I don't even know if there were any. I'm sure there must have been some here or there, but I've never come across them, if there are.
I can't even imagine.
All right.
Next.
Here we go. So you asked me what is up there,
Mhm.
and for me, like, this is one of his better covers. Is it better than that one? I don't know, but it is certainly up there amongst his best. I have a newsie of this, so maybe there's a little bias in my opinion. Regardless, this is a well done cover. This is Wonder Woman number 184 from 2002. A 9.8 recently sold of this for $205. That's back in July. The high of this was, believe it or not, way back in 2017, which really surprised me. For $325, 960 on the census, 441 in 9.8. But I don't know. I think he really killed it on this cover. The retro vibe to it, the trade dress, the golden age Wonder Woman with the modern age. Like, I think he did a really, really good job on this one.
I would say this is a top 10.
Maybe on the bottom for most people. For me, when you put this cover all together, not just the art, but like the trade dress and like the distress, I don't know. There's something about this that really works for me. But I think most people, would have it probably on the bottom part of that top 10.
I have this in a 9.8. I actually had two. I actually submitted two, and both of them came back 9.8s, right? And I wound up selling one to a friend of mine. But I was shocked when I submitted two at the same time, and they both came back 9.8s.
Good day, man. Good day.
Hell yeah! But I remember the time when this book was really hot, like in raw condition. Like this book was super tough to find. So
beautiful book. Trying to rank these and stack these is probably a fool's errand, but
yeah, for sure. But I'm still gonna do it though. Okay, last 9.8 sale was 205. Wow. Now, does it now in GPA, does it say if it was an auction or a buy it now?
I didn't check this on GPA, but I don't know. The prices I was grabbing was a split between Cover Price. If you guys are using Cover Price, it's a great resource, or Go Collect.
Okay. Wow, that's to me that's really low for a 9.8.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the market's been soft recently, so someone's just trying to move it,
Yeah. All right.
Ready? Yeah, let's go. All right. One of my favorite modern comics. This is Bloodstone number 1 from 2001. The first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone. A 9.8 of this sold recently for $294. which isn't bad. But the highs on this were 1,100 back in 2021, 978 copies on the census, 816 and 9.8. But
Holy crap! Wow.
it's a lot of copies, right?
I was kind of flabbergasted at the $1,100 9.8 in 2021. Wow.
Yeah, I mean that was back in the
Yeah.
the crazy period, but
Wow.
what always gets me about this is that they put the bridge in front of her ass there just to cover it up.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on, like, who are you fooling here, Marvel?
You know what? For the longest time, I thought it was part of the outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought they were like stirrups or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, not right.
Yeah. But okay, so which one do you like better, the Bloodstone or the Wonder Woman 184?
It's a tough one because I like him for different reasons. If it's 184 direct, I'm going to take the Bloodstone. If it's 184 newsstand, I would take the Newsy.
Right.
I know that's kind of a cop out, but direct to direct, because there's no Newsies of the Bloodstone, I'm taking the Bloodstone just because I like Elsa Bloodstone. Even though, if you've ever read the series, like this version of the character is clearly not the character they ran with. Like, it couldn't be further from the character. This version of her.
I'm actually surprised Marvel hasn't done like a version 1 Elsa Bloodstone, like like occupying the same space as the current version. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's a great like multiverse thing, but like
Yeah.
she was like a dumb, big-titted blonde in this one,
Mm-hmm.
and like everything else, she's a redheaded, like angry Brit. I mean, it's like the characters are like completely different.
It would be interesting to see her this version come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If even just for an arc or something.
yeah, they could bring her into the mix or something like that. But it's wild how different it is.
But yeah, this is okay. So, her, I kind of forget what the list is, what this list is. So, which one would you rather have, this or the first appearance of the redheaded Elsa Bloodstone? Just as far as being a fan.
It's a tough question. I mean, I think you have to go with this one because it is the first appearance of the character.
Mm-hmm.
That said, and this is just me, I don't want to speak for anybody else. I've always had a thing for collecting comics where the character becomes the character that we know and love. Yeah. Right? So Amazing Spider-Man 86 for Black Widow.
I was just thinking of that. Yeah.
Right. Like for me, that was the first appearance of Black Widow because that was the Black Widow that we all knew and loved. Mm-hmm. All the other prior versions, it was the character, but she just didn't look or feel, or it was just a different version of the character. So I've always had, I don't know how to say it, but always had sort of an interest in the book where the character becomes the character we know and love. So this is probably the one, but it's Next Wave Agents of Hate #1, where she becomes the redheaded version, where we first see her kind of in the form that we've seen her ever since. But all that said, this one is probably the book to have, but it's pretty close in my mind, man. It's pretty close.
Okay.
Because if you read this, like, she is like almost the polar opposite of the character that she becomes going forward.
Is she like like how Christy Swanson character in Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I think she's even more just like a ditzy blonde. You know what I mean? Like just, I mean, I'm trying to remember that was the one with Matthew Perry in it.
Yeah, she was kind of like, just couldn't be bothered.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's kind of in that vein a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. But
Right.
okay, there is no newsy of this, is there?
There isn't. I mean, I've looked for years. I mean, if it exists, I've never seen it because I have actively looked for this for a long, long time.
This is a Holly's. This and I've been trying to see if Youngblood #1 has a newsstand.
Never seen it. I've looked, never seen it. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of Image that do have it, but I don't think
Mhm.
Youngblood ever did.
Yeah.
Which is kind of shocking in some ways. But is
Yeah.
that the first Image to hit the stands?
Uh,
That predate Wildcats. Spawn.
okay, I think Spawn. I could have swore Spawn was #1.
Okay, Spawn certainly has a newsie. I've got one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've never seen Youngblood. Never.
Because I could have swore it was Young. No, it was Spawn first, then Youngblood, and then Wildcats. I mean,
those were the first three for sure, like without
Yeah.
question. Like those were the three guys who made Image, work.
Mm-hmm. Next.
All right. You want to start this one? I think this was one of the ones that you wanted to have.
Well, this is easily one of my favorite covers. Witchblade 161. For the longest time, I always thought this was a variant, but no, it's a regular cover A. But
there is a variant of this.
Yes.
All in white, but yes, this is the OG.
Mm-hmm. But okay, so this is a John Tyler Christopher negative space cover. So this is from 2012, and so last 9/8 sale of this was $264.
Which, if I only put the last, it means it's the high. At least that's the formula I've been using. So that also means that was the high sale.
Really?
I mean,
that's weird, man. Because I could have swore I
could be wrong, but when I don't put the high in here, it's because the last was the high. That's my methodology. I could have fucked it up. Let's be clear.
Yeah. I could have this is. I want to say maybe what, a $20 book raw, maybe.
I feel like it's a little bit more now, but
because here's the thing, I haven't really paid attention to sales of this, but the last time I checked, which is probably years ago, but yeah, that's really surprising.
And he's got famous for negative space, and if I'm not mistaken, this was the first time he ever did it on this book.
I mean, 2012. So yeah, there's something about the the books from I say this a lot, but 2009-ish to 2015. It feels like that was the sweet spot for covers.
Yeah, man, that was a golden age, man, for just collecting modern variants,
Yeah. But yeah, this is, like I said, easily one of my favorites. And yeah, I remember coming across this in a dollar box and just going, what the hell is this? Because I had never seen it before.
Yeah, if you've never seen this stops you in your tracks, man.
Which one would you rather have, this Witchblade or the X-Men X-Cross homage Witchblade? I think it's 151, I think.
Let
me see.
Tough one. Probably this one, because you believe it or not, if I have this, I don't know where the hell it is. So, I mean, I thought I had it. I've looked for it before. Can't find it. So at this point, I'm going to say I don't have this book. So I would say this one.
I'm trying to see which one it is. Because I know he redid the art. Oh, 170. Witchblade 170. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Share screen. I want to share screen. Damn it. Here we go. So, Witchblade 170.
Yeah, the homage to the X-Men.
Yeah.
Celestri. It's a great book, but that's riffing on somebody else, which is no issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like that other book is all JTC himself. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of stands on its own.
I got you. And okay, the white variant for
which is fantastic in its own right. Don't get me wrong. Like there is nothing wrong with this. There's a lot to like.
But you like the negative space better?
Yeah, there's something about it. Maybe it's because that was his first go at that, and he got many years later got famous for it.
Mm-hmm. And also his action figure variants as well.
Yeah, he's known for a lot of like very niche kind of books.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Saga #1.
All right. So yeah, maybe one of the greatest reads ever. Saga #1 from 2012. There's a lot of printings of this. There's obviously the RRP, which we've talked about on Long Story Short in the past. But a 9.8 of this sold recently for $311, which feels really low for this book for me. The high of this was $1,200, so 1.2K back in 2022 during the insane periods. But I was shocked to see how many of these are on the census. So 5,675 total. 3,645 9/8.
Jeez.
And on top of that, what's even more interesting is that there's no 9/9s. None.
I mean, it's a clean book. You know what I mean? So that is kind of surprising.
The fact that there's no 9/9s, I mean, when there's over 5,000 graded, I gotta call bullshit on CGC. Right? There's just no fucking way. It's not statistically possible. Not fucking possible.
I've got a 9.8, and I've got. Do I have this thing kicking around somewhere? I'm trying to see. I've got a raw copy and a 9.8 of this, but if I had known that thing was going for like, I should have realized it was going for like 1,100 back in like early 2020s.
How can you keep up though, dude? Every goddamn book was going for a stupid price.
Yeah,
back in that period, you know what I mean? Like,
now I gotta find. But 300, 300 now. Oh my god, almost 4,000. So 3,645 9/8.
Yes.
Jeez.
I've been chasing the fourth print of this book, which I believe is the lowest ordered copy of this book of all the printings. So, anyways, a fantastic book to have. But the RRP for me is a grail. I don't have a US. I have a Turkish version of it, but I don't have a US version. But one day I'm gonna get hands on it for sure.
What's that RRP going for lately?
We just talked about it on Long Story Short. Hold on,
I just passed up because I remember years ago passing up a 9.8 for 1,500, and this was
1,500. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Saga 1.
I'm thinking if it if it's like in the $1,500 range now, I don't know. I might have to whip out the credit card.
For me, like that's a must-have. Right. So 9/8, right? So they peaked at $5,000,
Mm,
and they're going for about 1,750 right now.
17. Okay.
I would happily buy a raw one for less and roll the dice.
As far as that freaking RRP variant, I remember back in the day, like if you refreshed your want list with Midtown, it would, like, if it was available, it would pop up and for you to buy it.
Yeah.
And I remember it popping up because especially on Wednesdays, like if you're like any back issue that you would have on your want list, like if you just keep hitting refresh, eventually something would pop up, and it did for that. So I buy it, and then like a day later it tells me, oh, it's out of stock.
Oh,
I think it was like maybe $100.
Oh, that's the fucking worst, man. Oh.
We had to cancel
You think you got something and they pull the rug out from underneath you? That sucks.
Yep.
That sucks. All right. Another awesome Image title from back in the early 2000s. Chew #1 from 2009. The most recent 9 of this sold for just $265, which is crazy. That's just this month. The high, which surprised me. I thought the highs were going for more than this, for $525. But there was no buzz around this during the comic boom. You know what I mean? There was nothing to push it higher.
No.
1,135 in the census. Just over half of those are 9.8 at 664. But what surprised me the most about this book was, versus the saga, 49 9s on the census and 1 10-0. So how the fuck can you have, 5 times as many copies graded of Saga, no 9/9s, you had 40 of this one? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
It seems like CGC was gaming it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but it just feels that way.
Okay, so that time when The Walking Dead was at its height, like around 2012, pretty much any indie book had motion. You know what I mean?
Image indies in particular, right? Image indies were fire.
Okay, do you remember the titles Butcher Baker, The Famous Righteous Maker, Blue Estate?
Blue Estate. Hold on, I never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, but that, like, I remember like all those titles, just like as soon as they because the week that they came out, they would just immediately sell out.
Yeah. What was the other one? Peter
Panzerfaust. How could I forget that one?
Yeah, that fucking book, man. That book was crazy.
Yeah, okay, so it was Peter Panzerfaust and Chew. Those were like the top. That was like the top of the heap.
Yes.
At that time, along with like Six Gun Gorilla, freaking. Oh wow, I'm watching football right now, but Six Gun Gorilla, East of West.
Yes, yeah. That was a lot of Scotty Young. Yeah, East of West was great. Yeah.
Gosh, what else? No, East of West was Jonathan Hickman. I think it was like a Western.
Yeah, but wasn't Scotty Young doing a bunch of covers for that book?
No, it was Middle West.
Oh, that was Middle West. Sorry,
Yes.
East of West. Yes, sorry. Yeah.
We're going down memory for those that are just tuning in. We're going down memory lane, of like the early 2010s, like hot indie books, and
it was the period everybody had to have every Image #1 that came out.
Okay. So since The Walking Dead #1 was like in the stratosphere as far as price goes, like people were searching for that next big indie book, and it was definitely Chew, and it was Chew and Peter Panzerfaust
was up there.
Yeah, and Peter Panzerfaust kind of fizzled out, but
hugely, but it had so much hype behind you. I mean, it was such a big book.
It was like a show is imminent. You know what I mean? During the early 2010s, a show.
You thought it was coming, right? But it never showed up.
We were expecting casting. But Chew seemed more like the natural TV show. There was a Chew TV show, right? Animated.
Was there? I mean, honestly,
I could have swore it was like Steven Yeun did the voice. I think.
Everybody's asking the cover of this. This is not Scotty Young. It's like Rob Gilroy or something like that.
Yep. Rob Gilroy. Yep. It looks Scotty Young-ish.
It has that vibe to it for sure.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, God, I'm pretty sure I'm blanking on other early 2010s titles, but yeah,
for sure.
That was a hell of a time. It was a lot of fun. I think people were trying to figure out their spec game because 20 actually I think it was even before 2012, because that's when the superhero spec kicked into full gear after that first Avengers movie.
Yeah, that's when the MCU went crazy, but Walking Dead was just before that though, right?
Yep. So it was because I want to say like around 2011 is when these indie books started blowing up, and then it feels like that focus switched in 2012 to superheroes. Back to superheroes. That's what it feels like from my perspective. Golden age of modern comics, yeah. But yeah, that was a fun time.
All right.
Oops. Okay.
All right. Hello Risen #3. This book was crazy during the pandemic, and I love the Punchline characters, so I'll fully admit I was in on this book.
For sure.
Punchline.
Yeah.
A recent 9/8 sold for $80, which is fucking crazy. I will say this is considered her first appearance, but it was Batman 89 where she first had a cameo. By all accounts, if you read this book, it's kind of a cameo for her. Like, she's kind of in the background the whole book, doesn't speak, unnamed, whatever. The market said this was her first. For me, it's really that Batman 92. That's like her first full appearance, but whatever. Neither here nor there, doesn't matter. The high in this was 364, and it felt higher at the time. It felt like this book was going for crazy money. And the number of copies on the census of this shocked me. So 4,531 graded copies, 3,410 9/8. It's fucking bananas. And another book, no 9/9s. Doesn't seem possible with that many copies graded, but whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, for a book within the last 5 years, that's kind of strange.
It seems impossible, man. Like, just CG decided we're not giving 9/9s on this one.
I guess those graders must have got the memo.
Yeah.
Okay, so which character do you like better, Punchline or Harley Quinn?
Listen, I don't like what they've done with Harley. Like, I'm going to take a lot of shit. I just do not like what they've done with Harley Quinn at all. Punchline, I really liked the character when she came out. Like any modern comic character, they fucked her up a little bit, but I do like her potential. Let's just leave it that way. I like her potential more than what they've done with Harley Quinn. The Harley Quinn has become, I don't want to make just a fucking joke to me, like what they've done with that character. But that's just my 2 cents.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
I love like what she was, but like what she is like a parody. I don't know. It just doesn't. It just seems like it's just poor execution. But whatever.
Did I fever dream the Harley Quinn fart book?
No, I mean that's such a fucking ridiculous book. I mean, I read some of it, dude.
Yeah.
The fact that the whole thing is her smelling Poison Ivy's farts.
Seriously.
I mean, it's fucking like just come on. This is where we are. Like, I don't get it. And the whole thing is that she just wants to smell more of her. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I just don't get what they've done with Harley. I mean, I get why they did what they did because of whatever, but like, it just doesn't make any sense. But whatever. But Punchline, like, I don't know. Tinian created her. He was obviously a great writer, great visionary.
Yeah.
He didn't have a lot of time with the character, and I just think she continues to have a ton of potential, but hasn't been directed in the right way.
I've got that fart book.
I figured you do, Ed, and I knew you'd have that fart book, man.
Ben hates farts.
I don't hate. Everybody hates farts, man. If they're not your own, you hate them. But I mean, it wasn't the book like a scratch and sniff book that smelled the farts?
I believe so. Yeah.
I mean,
SDC for you. All right. What's next?
All right. Man, this book was a monster.
Yeah, man.
A monster. Amazing Fantasy 15, not that Amazing Fantasy 15, but the other one.
Not that one, but this one.
Yeah, from 2006. You got the homage going on clearly, but this is the first appearance of Amadeus Cho. A recent 9/8 of this sold for $345, which is not great. Given that it sold for over $2,000 back in the day.
Yeah.
And the census count on this for 9/8 is relatively low, 383 out of 1,500. So this book had a really short print run for Marvel at this time. I think I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around 16,000.
Yeah.
Nobody like quote me on that, but I think it was in that range at the time. So a relatively low printed book. And a character that had a lot of promise, which was never delivered on for most young Marvel characters, unfortunately. There's also a newsie of this book, which sold about a year ago for $225 and $225 in 8.0, and $2,500 in 9.6. On so there was, back during the pandemic, there was a lot of guys selling on Instagram, and they had a newsie of this book, and I claimed it, and they didn't give it to me.
Ooh.
And I was so mad. And it was before it went crazy. So I want to be clear, like, it hadn't gone like parabolic.
Yeah.
The guy claimed that somebody else had claimed it. And he had another direct, and he said if I wanted the direct, I could have it. And I was like, I just keep it. Fuck it.
Damn.
But the book hadn't gone nuts yet at that point. I've got this book in a 9.6, which is effectively worthless in this market. But yeah, this book was big time, back during the pandemic period.
Which character do you think can make a comeback as far as spec goes? Amadeus Cho or Punchline?
Punchline, like within DC, how edgy she can be. I would say Punchline would have much better potential with the right writer. No questions asked. I've got a ton of Punchline books, and I'm not getting rid of any of them because they haven't fucked her up enough yet, where like the character's destroyed, and I think there's enough potential there. So yeah, I'm holding Punchline for sure.
God, what was the spec on Amadeus Cho? Like he was just going to be like,
well, his mom technically was in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But just that, he was going to be the Hulk for the MCU going forward, basically, was what people were thinking.
Okay.
And he's kind of a cool character. He can be kind of a douchebag, but he's also going to be kind of a cool character. Like if he's written well, like he's the kind of character that could have translated well to the screen with the right writers,
I got you right. Yeah, because I remember like all those totally awesome Hulk books just blown up too. So
yeah, they were huge. Yeah,
those freaking variants and this and that. Chosen the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man cartoon. Oh, okay.
I think he'll be. I think that he'll be back at some point, but that's why I'm not selling mine. I'm gonna hold it on to it.
Yeah. Okay, so in 2020, I paid I already had a copy of this, but I think in 2020, I paid like $100 for a raw copy. So we'll see. I'll definitely hold it. I definitely won't be selling anytime soon, like you said.
It's not a highly printed book, so it's definitely worth holding on to. So.
Yeah.
All right. I just bought this book for my son last Christmas. He loves Invincible, so I technically don't have this, but he does, and whatever. Marvel Team Up number 14 from 2005. This is a Kirkman story with Invincible and Spidey. Corey Walker did the cover. A 9.8 of this sold recently for $673, which is legit. The high in this was $1,000 just over a year ago. 729 in the census, 129.8. And they just reprinted this in, was it the Battle Beast blind bags? There was like a foil version of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome book, and not heavily ordered. I'm not making this up, but this is what I remember. I think the copies ordered of this book were around 14,000, but don't quote me on that. It was something in that neighborhood.
Yeah, I knew when this book came out, it was going to be something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because, and I was surprised that it was reprinted.
With you mean recently with that foil cover?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm surprised Marvel allowed it to happen in an Image line bag. Like,
yep.
That doesn't seem like something that would be easily approved.
Yeah.
But Marvel must have been in a good mood that day. I don't know. But yeah. Just a cool collectible if you like these two characters. And for my son, like, these are his two favorite characters. He loves Invincible.
Exactly.
He loves Kevin.
Yeah, I think he's like, okay, so Spidey is the top superhero, and then you have like the top indie superhero, right? So
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, when that cartoon came out during the pandemic, my two oldest sons, they would stay up and watch it all night long and just rave about it. But like my middle son, like he hasn't let it go. Like he just fucking loves Invincible. Loves Invincible.
Yeah, I knew when it came out, like eventually down the line, this would be worth something. And here we go.
I mean, it's done really well. I mean, 673 for a 9.8 for a modern book. I mean, that's no joke.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any more copies of this though.
I said I bought my son a 9.6. It's in his bedroom. Maybe I'm just gonna bring it upstairs and stick it in my boxes.
Don't piss me off, kid.
All right. God, this is a freaking awesome book. I love this book so much. So Betty and Veronica number 261 from 2012. This is the first appearance of Vampironica. So this is basically when Veronica becomes a vampire. Very vampy, Vampirella-esque. A 9.8 of this sold for $400 earlier this year. The high in this was $1,200, and the crazy thing about that high, it was back in 2018, like before things went nuts in the comic book market, which really surprised me. You know, the other thing is there's not a lot of these in the census for a modern book. 105 in total, 36 in 9.8, and this book exists in both newsy and direct. And I've never been comfortable when it comes to Archie's which one is the better one to have, because, you know, these newsies were in grocery stores, and I feel like they may have been more plentiful than in the comic shops, where the comic shops just weren't ordering Archie. Like I spent a lot of time in comic shops, and like there was never any Archies like on the shelf, at least in huge quantities. So anyways, I don't know what's better to have. I don't think it matters as much with this book, but yeah, this is an awesome book.
Okay, so my introduction to this was I saw somebody that I knew pick this up at a dollar sale, and I had no clue about what this was, but so I kept a mental note, put it on my want list, and then came across it for like cover price maybe like a year later or something like that. And also there's 262, which is a great cover as well. Yeah, second appearance, great cover as well.
Yeah, maybe the better cover of the two for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that goes for roughly half of what this goes for. I'd say just like roughly, but it's a must-have as well.
Yeah. Okay, so I really hadn't read anything about it, but there was I just saw the headline that they were going to be doing an Archie zombie story, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you mean just recently? So
yeah,
I thought Riverdale was over, but what I read this week was that the next season of Riverdale, which I want to be clear, I thought was over.
I thought so too.
Is going to be like Afterlife of Archie. And then there's going to be an Archie movie coming out, which some people are going to think is going to play on that same theme. But I swear, unless I'm freaking blanking, that then they're going to do another season of Riverdale, which is going to be Afterlife of Archie. Like all of the, like, you know, the zombie shit and all that stuff.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Somebody check me on that, because I don't get as much sleep as I should, and I could have fucking dreamt that, but I swear I
know, right? Do you think this plays into that spec at all, this book?
It should. I would think so.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
I don't have any more copies of this, so
I still have one. I wish it was a 9.8, but it's not. It's got some ticks on it, so it's maybe a 9.4 on a good day. So,
but great cover.
Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, where do you rank this as far as modern Archies go?
Modern Archies are tricky because most of them are innuendo.
Yeah.
Vast majority of them are, but it's up there. It's definitely a top 5 in the modern age for me, for sure.
All right.
Speaking of Archie innuendos, this may be the Archie innuendo. This is Archie 511 from 2001. This is the cover where he says his horoscope said he was going to be in the pink today, and he's walking arm in arm with Betty and Veronica. So read into that as you may. What is noteworthy is that the high sale of this book happened back in 2021 for $1,500, so $1,500. So there's only 67 of these on the census, which is criminally low. 10 of which are 9.8. And that high sale was $1,500 early summer of 2021.
Yeah,
I don't know what he means, but like there's probably some meaning to what he's saying, but I can't connect the dots.
I think in the pink is like a saying like a good luck or I'm having good luck or something
it's
like
an old
that.
time saying, yes, but
yeah.
In the modern age, you can understand how it may be misconstrued.
2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Okay, so I see this book actually quite a lot, but it's always up on a wall, and they want like, at least a couple hundred for it.
That's funny. I rarely see it at all. Certainly never. I mean, I dig more Archies than freaking anybody. I feel like I dig through all of the Archies.
Yeah, man.
And I've never seen it, obviously, like digging. And I occasionally see it on a wall, but not regularly.
Okay, so I was at a show this weekend or last weekend, and there was like a long box of Archies, and I had to freaking stop and look through every single one. Ever since I found the pearl necklace cover, I've had to stop and look through every freaking Archie.
Dude, I say this time and time again. If I lost my collection and somebody gave me $100 to rebuild it, how would I start? I'd go dig in the Archies, the dollar Archie bins, because there's so many, like, in the dollar Archies, there's so many $10, $15, $20 books you can find. Like, I would start there and build my bankroll in the Archies.
I will say this is an unassuming cover. Like if you were like,
I mean, if you're somebody's just going from the tops.
Yep. It would be easy to pass.
Yeah.
But I like this cover. All right. What's next? Oh.
All right. This is another classic. Carter and I were talking about what to put on the show tonight. He sent me some books. I had some books. So this was one of the one Carter put on. But this book is amazing to me because this is just a cover A. This is G.I. Joe number 244 from 2017. Awesome Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes cover, obviously. A 9.8 of this sold just last month for $300, which is a really impressive sale. High of this is 500 back in 2022, October 2022. Only 49 of these on the census, 26 and 9.8.
Okay, so I believe this is the first appearance of Dawn Moreno.
Yes.
AKA Lady Snake Eyes.
And it was a cameo in this one, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't it? Wasn't it just at the end? Because 245, she's all over the cover of that issue, all the variants and everything. Is that right?
I believe.
Because there's only one variant of this, and I don't believe that she was on it.
Yeah,
of 244.
Okay, so okay, so I'm thinking All right, so I, dude, it's all over the place. Hold on. Let's. I guess we'll figure this out together. Hold on. I'll
Oh,
share.
well.
We'll figure this out. Okay, Don Moreno, GI Joe. Okay, first appearance. P-R-A-N-C-E. First appearance. Okay. What's the first appearance? Oh, geez, no. Okay, so
245. She wasn't on the cover of 245.
I could have.
But she was on the cover A. She was.
Oh, jeez, how annoying. So it's GI Joe, a Real American Hero, 226, and maybe this is her first appearance as Snake Eyes in 244. Maybe.
So Don Moreno, the character, and then as Snake Eyes in 244.
Yeah. Let's see. GI Joe 226. Okay, yeah. So this is the first actual outright appearance of Don Moreno, and then 244. Okay, 244 is her first appearance as Snake Eyes.
Okay,
but it's weird because she's not on the
245 is her first cover.
And okay, 245 is the first cover.
The cover A, yeah.
All right. Oh, all right, sweet. So we figured that out. All right, so first appearance of Don Moreno as Snake Eyes. And to be honest with you, like I like collecting GI Joe like these IDW GI Joe comics, but I never read them. So I really have no clue if Don Moreno is still actually a thing. Don Moreno Snake Eyes. You know what I mean?
Because Snake Eyes became Don Moreno. I mean, it was basically Snake Eyes in this woman, right? So I think the OG Snake Eyes is back, as I understand it.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird that this book is still going for so much, right?
I think it was a big deal at the time. You know what I mean? Like, these books that are a big deal at the time, they always kind of retain value. So,
okay, so I was checking on prices of this, and like this cover A is still going for like around 200 raw.
It's amazing. I never see this thing. I look for it all the time. I never see it. So
I got this the hookup from my buddy Jake.
Nice.
I got this. All right. What's next?
All right, we're getting into some variants now. So this is Moon Knight #1 from 2014. This is that legendary Bill Sienkiewicz, 1 in 75.
Mm-hmm.
Really tough book to find. A 9/8 of this sold earlier this year for $1,800, which is still super respectable. This book peaked at $3,200 back in September of 2022, so like 3 years ago. 165 of these on the census, only 63 9.8. But yeah, I've never had the pleasure of owning this one. You had this one, Carter?
Bro. Okay, so I was at a store and I saw a CGC Signature Series 9.0 for $100, and I'm like, I don't want this because it has a signature on it, so I passed it up.
I get you, man. I mean, I get you. But,
like if it was raw, okay. So if it was, if it wasn't a Signature Series, I definitely would have bought it because I would have just cracked it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
cracking out a signature is tricky. Was it Sienkiewicz?
Yeah.
Like, was it?
Yeah, it was his. But I'm like, I don't want a signature on it because it would be like, because they didn't have the authentication service like they do now. So I just figured it would come back like a green label or something like that, So,
okay, so if you saw that now.
Oh, God. Forget about it. Forget about it.
All right.
I'd be knocking over old ladies to slap down $100 now.
Yeah, I've never seen this one in person, to be honest with you. Crazy book. I mean, Sienkiewicz is one of the Moon Knight masters for sure. All right. What do we got next? Oh man, this is one from the Flipside days. I wish. Listen, if whoever recommended this book to me during the Flipside days to cover on the Ghost Show is watching, speak up. I can't remember who it was. But when we talked about this book, it blew it up like big time. So this is Moon Knight number 3 from 2016. This is a Veregi 1 in 25, bro. A 9 of this sold just last month for $375. The high on this was $885 in 2021. Just as we were talking about it on the old Ghost Show on the Flipside channel. Only 88 of these on the census, 70 and 9.8. But this is still a super cool book, in my opinion.
I had this book. I found it for, I think, like $6 while I was digging. I want to say around 2020. And yeah, I knew, it just like it wasn't going for anything at the time. It was just like an interesting cover.
It was on nobody's radar back in the day.
Yes, I'm like, oh, this book, this cover is special. And and then it blew up. Hallelujah.
Yeah, awesome book. Wish I had this one. I do not, but super cool nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What's next?
All right. So this is another book that a viewer asked me, how come you didn't cover this book on your modern variant show? Well, here we are. We're talking about it. Many people feel this is Campbell's best cover. I don't think I agree, but that's not to take away from it. It is a beautiful, brilliant cover. I like everything about it, but Campbell's got a lot of books to like. So this is his Le Chat Noir homage. It was limited to 1,500 from his web store earlier this year for 1.3K, which is real money. The high on this was 2.5K back in 2022. 356 in the census, 232 in 9.8, and 234 of those 356 are signature series. Now, if you've ever seen him sign this, it's sweet because he signs it in 2 different colors. The Campbell is a black C. Sorry, the C in Campbell is black and the rest of it is red. So it kind of feeds into this cover. So that's a really nice touch for the signed version of this. And I think, didn't Mike just buy a copy of this recently?
Yes, he did. I was over his house and he showed me.
All right. Yeah, Mike, who's in the chat, Carter's buddy, just snagged this within the last month, I would say.
It looked good. Yeah, his I noticed his signature was had different colors to it. Yeah.
It's a call out to the chat, Le Chat Noir on this cover. But a great book. I've wanted this thing for a long time. I just am not willing to pay asking prices, unfortunately. So
I totally understand. My favorite Black Cat cover is still Amazing Spider-Man Presents Black Cat variant, the pink cover.
I was hoping you would mention that. I'm still trying to find that. I'm willing to buy it at stupid prices, and I can't even find it for stupid prices. So.
Seriously?
Yeah. Anyways. All right. Let's talk about Zombie Tramp. This is honestly a modern Ghost. We talked about this. We've never talked about this on the modern version of Long Story Short. Like in the Flipside days, we talked about these books. But so this is Zombie Tramp number 1. This is Mendoza. Just a classic book. The first print, there's 3 printings of this, which we'll all talk about all of them. But this is the first printing. A raw of this sold. The last raw of this. So this book never shows up. Sold for $632 back in 2019. Sorry, 2019, and the high sold for $900 back in 2018. Only 13 of these on the census, which is insane to me. There's only 13 of these rated. 1 in 9.8, but a super obscure book. Now, a couple of things about how you can tell the printing. The next 2 copies are going to have a black slash going through the upper left corner. If you don't mind going to the next slide, Connor.
Yes.
You can see up there. And then the price, there's that little price box was moved from the lower left to the upper left corner. So if you go back and forth, you can see that. So that's how you can tell if it's a first printing versus. Now, there's been other printing since. Anything that says Action Lab on it is a later printing. So, like, if you see that, like, don't go crazy. But if you're looking at an original, that's what it is. And these are all priced at $5, which is a lot of money for a book in 2009.
Yes.
So this is the second printing. These were supposedly limited to just 300 copies, making them super rare. I couldn't find any census count on these. But assuming that the data I found was right, a raw sold of this back in 2024 for $450. And the high of a raw sale for this book was just over $1,100 back in 2017. So these books are highly collectible, highly sought after. And then we have the third printing, which is, for me, indistinguishable from the second printing. They look exactly the same. If anybody else can pick up on the difference, by all means, please let me know.
I'm trying to. Yeah, I can't. I don't see any difference.
Now, don't sleep on the third printing if you ever see one, because they are highly collectible as well. There have been 2 sales of the same book in 7.5 for $1,500 a piece. One in August 25, one in June of 25. I believe that's the only graded copy of the third printing. Yeah, all 3 of these are super, super collectible. Like I said, be careful. Action Lab reprinted these with the same cover, but the Action Lab, black and yellow circle logo is on it. You can clearly tell that version of it. But if you see the OGs of these, any of them, for reasonable prices, I wouldn't even hesitate. Just grab them, because they never show up. Like, these are super ghosts by all objective measures.
So this is the
and Zombie Tramp is a funny character. Like, if you ever read these books, they're funny as hell. I mean, they don't take themselves too seriously.
This is the equivalent of the Mark Spears Kickstarters.
Yeah, these, for sure. Yeah, any of them. So, anyways, just putting those on everybody's radar. I don't. You remember when this book came out, Carter? Like, when I saw this book when it came out, I'm like, holy shit. There was a trade dress, which I believe was open order, and then this Dell'Otto 1 in 200. I'm like, God damn it. Like, this was Dell'Otto when Dell'Otto was really on top of his game. So this is this Amazing Spider-Man 800 from 2018. This is the Virgin 1 in 200. And I was surprised to see how much this book was still going for, to be honest with you. A 9.8 of this sold for $500 just last month, and the high of this was $625. So this book is definitely held in. over the years. 614 on the census, 365 9.8s. But I just remember when I saw this book for the first time, I'm like, damn, like this spoke to me for whatever reason. Just thought it was well done.
I don't remember. I remember seeing the cover, but I don't know. I just kind of didn't pay too much attention to this.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like I can see it. Like it just I don't remember when I went to sell them. Like, God damn it! Like that is a cover. But there is the open order. Like if you like this, like just buy the trade dress version of it. It's a hell of a lot cheaper. But this 1/200 has held in there over the years. All right. This is the question I want to pose to our viewers tonight. Because for me, this is when I got back into comics heavily during this period. Is this the first modern comic book? So this came out in 2000. 2000 is often considered the start of the modern era. Right? For the definition of this show, we're talking about books that came out in 2000 or later. This was a variant, an early variant. So was Ultimate Spider-Man #1 the first modern, as we call them, comic? I'm putting a stake in the ground saying abso-fucking-lutely. Yeah, this book was hot as hell when it came out. So this was Mark Bagley doing a 1 in. Sorry, this is rumored to be a 1 in 100, but it was not marketed as such. But this is how, as I've read, that this may have been a 1 in 100 variant. This is obviously the white cover. A 9/8 of this sold earlier this year for $430. The high in this is 800 back in 2023. Not a crazy amount on the census. It's not low by any means, but 1,700 roughly on the census, 476 and 9.8. This feels for me like an important book.
So, Mike, you picked this up at the Geeks Gambit blowout sale. How much was it? Yeah, this I remember being after this for a long time.
There was the Dynamic Forces, Mike, where he's climbing up the wall, which is a badass cover.
Oh yeah, so that one I was really after. That DF variant. I remember that one.
I had all three back in the day. So I had the original, and I just happened, when I got into the series, I just happened to grab it off the shelf, like when it came out. I had no idea what it was. I just grabbed one, and I couldn't put this down for 100 issues. Honestly, like I was fucking in love with this run when it came out. Absolutely in love with it.
What was it about it?
I don't know. It just kind of pulled me in. Like I loved. Listen, Bagley's art for Spider-Man always spoke to me. This was back when Bendis, before he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
When he was like really writing well. Like it just had everything going for it.
Okay, so I didn't get back into comics till around 2002, but I kind of had my ear to the ground, and I remember this series being out, and just thinking, like, what's the take on Spider-Man? You know what I mean? Even though I didn't read it, but I was just kind of curious about it.
Yeah, I graduated in '98, and I started getting back into comics in like very softly in late '99 into 2000, and like hit hard when this came out, X20, all of that stuff. Like I really started to get into it again. So
there were other white covers for different series, right?
For different series, I'm sure. I can't think.
Yeah, me neither. Because I could have swore I noticed other like white variants, but I can't think of any.
I mean, like the director's cut for Young Avengers was kind of a white cover, not completely like this, but like, But yeah, but this was like in Wizard all the time is like the hottest book. Like if you recall, like this book was raved about. So I don't have my copy anymore. Unfortunately, I sold it years ago,
Yeah,
many years ago, to raise some money. But yeah, to me, this feels like the start of the modern era. Like this book.
for sure. Oh, Blade, yes. Yep.
Yep, there's that Blade for sure. Yep. All right. Hack Slash number 14 from 2008. Arguably Jenny Friesen's first cover. We'll explain what we mean by that in 2 seconds. This book never shows up. A 9.6 sold for $475 back in 2023. So we haven't seen a sale of this book in almost 2.5 years. 198 on the census, 45 total copies. What do we mean by this might be Jenny Friesen's first cover? This was the first cover she was asked to draw and completed, but it wasn't released first. It was released second, even though it was the first work she completed.
Yes.
So that's why there's a little gray area around this book. It doesn't look like Friesen, to be honest with you.
No.
But I would love to own one. But the question I want to pose to the audience is this. So you have this. Keep in mind, 45 in the census, 9.8. But the book that was released first is the next one, if you don't mind going to it, Carter. Voltron, A Legend Forged, number 1. This book in 9.8 went for $1,550 earlier this year. That's real money. 123 of these on the census, 18 9.8s. So meaningfully more, but by no means a lot. Right? That's still a relatively low census book for a modern. But going for that money, what would you rather have?
Oh shit. I'd rather have I'd rather have the Voltron.
It's probably the better cover.
Yeah. This looks like the Hack Slash looks like a mix of like Simone Bianchi and something else. That's what do you remember Highlights?
The magazine?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's always in the dentist's office.
Yeah.
You have like the page ready to find all the different pictures hidden in there and all that shit like that.
Yeah. Or even better, okay. Textbooks back in the early 80s, late 70s would have art that looked like this.
Yeah.
And it's like it is hard to really describe. Like it just had to be there. It was just like this. It's like weird art that would be in a lot of textbooks. And yeah. But you know what I'm talking about?
Totally.
It has that weird vibe to it.
I would happily have either one, but given the choice, I would take the Voltron just because I think it's cooler. But I do think on a relative basis, the Hack Slash is probably undervalued.
Yes, I think so. I never see that. I never see that Hack Slash ever anywhere. I'm still holding out hope I'll like find it in the dollar box.
One day.
All right. That's what gets me. That's what gets me up in the morning.
You never know what you can find, man. You just got to go out there and dig. So,
hell yeah.
All right. This book used to be so freaking hot. Thanos number 13. This is the Albuquerque 1 in 25 variant, the first appearance of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm still surprised what this book sells for, though. So the last 9.8 of this sold for $1,100 just last month, which is no joke for price, but it's down like 70% from its highs. It sold for $3,400 back in May of 2022, which is crazy. But $395 on the census, 88 and 9.8. But yeah, there was a moment where Cosmic Ghost Rider was going to own the Marvel Universe.
Man, that time. Oof. I remember that. Everything. Yeah, I have like. I still think. I think I still have a run of Thanos where uh Cosmic Ghost Rider is I still have that run of Thanos featuring Cosmic Ghost Rider, and those books were going for crazy money back in the
I've
day.
got a bunch of the 13s somewhere, but
Mm.
they are not worth shit now. But this, I mean, even after all of that blow off for $1,100, I mean, it makes it one of the more expensive modern variants.
Hmm.
So, anyways, super impressive. And I always think about Mighty Mel V when this book comes up. I don't know why. He always loved this book. When I see this, that's who I think of. So, Mel, if you're watching, buddy, hope all's well.
This is another book that I never see out in
Ever.
the wild. Even on a wall somewhere. Never see it.
Couldn't agree more. Never. All right. Talk a little bit about Miles. So this is Ultimate Comics Spider-Man #1. This is the second appearance of Miles Morales. His first comic book. Sarah Pichelli 1 in 30 variant. 9/8 sold for $1,600 back in 2023, which is amazing. It's been basically 2 years since this book is sold. So what that means is that there's a lot of holders of this book. Like, people aren't just constantly flipping it. Like, people hold this. If you want to find books that retain value and can go up, it's books that people hold. So just something to think about. The high in this was almost $4,000 back in 2022. Only 400 of these on the census in 157 and 9.8. And this is a sweet cover. I've got a 9.6 of this. I don't know why it's not a 9.8. Probably going to get it repressed one day, but one of my favorite Miles covers for sure.
I do have this.
Graded or raw?
It's raw. I got it raw. But I tell you what. Okay, so I was with Dino Saturday at a convention where he was set up, and he had this on his wall. I forget for how much, but he has it. And if you're looking for it, he'll be at the Pittsburgh Comic Con in November. So if you're looking for a copy, I'm sure he'll have it.
This book is going to see its day again. I'm pretty sure. So,
Mm-hmm.
In that vein, this is the 1 in 15 from the same series. What's interesting about this book is that this is a 1 in 15 that is almost as rare as the 1 in 30. 459 versus, call it 400 for the other one. They shouldn't be that close when the ratio is 2x different, but whatever, it is what it is. It's always amazing how tough this book is to find. This is also by Sarah Pichelli. A 9.8 of this sold for 567 earlier this year, which is still pretty respectable, all things considered. Now it's way down from its highs. The high of this sold for $3,500 in early 2022, which is amazing. 221 9/8, 459. That census count, just so we be clear, is not that different than the 1 in 30.
Yeah, we were out. Mike and I, we were out at this store, and there was a copy. There was a 9.0 graded copy on the wall at this store, and I was like, "How much?" And they were like, "125." And I'm like, "Sold. Give me that." And I immediately cracked that thing out. So I've got this. So I've got this and that.
I've got a 9.8 of the second one
Mm-hmm.
and a raw of the second one. And I'm holding both of them. Like,
For sure. 100%.
Miles is going to have his moment again here. at some point.
Is it when do you think?
I don't know if it's whether the MCU does their. It's probably when they introduce him into the MCU. Like, it all comes down to, they get the right actor, do they tell the right story? But like, he's hit hard twice in 2 of his animated movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the kids like him. Like, Miles is a cool character, right? So I'm holding all of his stuff at the moment. I'm not a seller of any Miles related stuff right now.
Yeah.
All right. So interestingly, this is the first Mark Spears cover. Now, if somebody wants to correct me, please, I'm happy to be wrong. But by all accounts, this is the first cover that Mark Spears ever did. He did it for 616 Comics. So this is a store exclusive. I know there was some controversy around this where a bunch of people went out and bought this book from their store and they canceled the orders when Mark Spears initially was blowing up. So please, don't pull me into that. I don't give a shit one way or the other. I think it's a shitty thing to do. But so this is Vampirella Mind Warp number 2 from 2022. Yeah, they gave Mark Spears a chance to do this cover. It's obviously an homage to an early Vampy cover. A 9/8 of this sold for $228 just this year, which I got to be honest, given how hot Mark Spears is, that seems criminally low. Because I don't know what the print run on this is, but these Vampy books are usually like 300 to 500 for most retailers, not more. So seems criminally low. The high end is 411 back in March when Mark Spears was really chugging along. Only 51 on the census, 42 and 9.8. But yeah, this just seems like, if you're sort of in the Mark Spears army, which so many people seem to be, like, this seems like a must-have if you're all in on him.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
So if you guys don't know Ed Zombert, so he's in the chat. EZ Comics, he's got a channel. Fucking dude finds like ridiculous books. Like, he buys like lots at auctions, and there's always like a banger in them. And he gets them for like 10 cents a piece. He has a great channel. If you're not watching Ed, just go check him out. Like, but he just I don't want to say stumbles. He just finds his way into great deals with books. And that's his whole thing. It's like, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get great comics. You just have to know where to look. So, yeah, check out his channel. It's a lot of fun. He must dig a lot, because the damn dude, I feel like, posts, 2 hauls a week. Anyways, yeah, Ed's a good dude.
Stumble is a good word. Yeah. And we're done.
All right. That's it for tonight, man. That's episode 125.3. Thank you for being with us. You don't have to be watching this shit, but we appreciate that you're here tuning in.
All right, everybody. Okay, so Hot Book Alert Live is going to be this Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. So for you guys that aren't familiar with that, it's a great show. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot like this. We're just BSing, talking about comics. And anything else coming up, Mr. Longshort?
Nope. I'll be on that. Next Thursday, I'm going to be in San Diego. I don't think we're going to have a show, for long story short. I mean, theoretically, I could do it. I just don't know what my day looks like. Yeah, nothing else for me. So if we miss next week, we'll be back the week after, and maybe we'll do something like, Halloween themed or something like that. I haven't thought that far ahead, but
oh yeah, dude, we're coming up. I totally forgot.
It's gonna be here before you know it, man. Jeez. So, but I'll be on with Carter on Sunday. I'm still here for that. So I'll see you guys Sunday night on Hot Book Alert.
Well, here's to you finding the San Diego equivalent of that Superman Bradman, whatever that is.
Listen, I'm going to hit a couple of stores. I don't think I'm going to have that kind of luck, but listen, stay tuned to IG. I will share what I find. But I was scoping it out. There's a lot of shops in San Diego. I don't have that much time, but there's two that I'm going to hit. I'm going to keep them to myself. I told Carter one backstage before the show started. I'm going to look for something for him there. And then there's a second one that I've hit before, so we'll see.
Right on.
But stay tuned. I'll share anything I find with you guys.
All right, everybody. I guess I'll finish the last 2 minutes of this football game here. And all right, everybody. Good night, and we'll see you later. All right. Hot Book Alert Live this Sunday. All right. Peace. And